Hi, this is the shirt for today. My name's Rain, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm gonna be doing the booktube newbie tag. I'm really excited to be on this little corner of the internet. I think it is a really non-toxic place from what I gather. I'm also nervous to be making this video. It's my first video, so bear with me, but I'm excited. So let's dive into the questions. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because as I'm sure a lot of you are, really avid watchers of YouTube, and over the past couple of years I've been a really avid booktube watcher, and it's really just revitalized my love for reading and has led to me reading so much more than I ever have in my life. And I just wanted to join the conversation because I want to build a little community and I want to have people to talk about books with. I want to get book recommendations, and there's a lot that I want to learn, and I want to stretch myself as a reader. Also, forgive me, I keep looking at the viewfinder. I'm supposed to look here. Got it. See, I'm new to this. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I think the thing that maybe separates me a little bit is I exclusively read either audiobooks or on my Kindle, and that's because I have a really difficult time reading with my eyes. I was never diagnosed with anything, though I will say I have not always been the best about like asking for help and that kind of thing, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I have dyslexia given that the words, you know, kind of move around and they look like really similar to me, and for that reason my reading comprehension has not been the best reading physical books. Like in high school I did not read a singular book. I was never a reader. I'm a newer reader as of the past like 5-ish years. But again, reading exclusively audiobooks, and as of this year, literally as of the past few months, a Kindle, because they have a font for dyslexia, which what I've been doing a lot is like listening to the audiobook and following along on my Kindle with a dyslexia font. And I've also read, you guys, I read a book with my eyes exclusively on my Kindle. It was amazing. I was so proud of myself. I know that's like not a big deal to most people. To me it was. So I think that's something different that I can bring. I've been like an exclusively nonfiction reader for a very long time. The fact that I'm new to reading fiction, I think is maybe a little bit different. What are you most excited about for this new channel? I am most excited, like I said, to just like build a community, get book recommendations, talk to people in the comments, and having discussions about books. That's what I'm excited about. Why do you love reading? Where do I start? I love reading because as someone that reads a lot of nonfiction, I love to learn. I love learning about new topics, whether that's learning how I can be a better ally to certain groups of people, or whether it's about learning how bees communicate. I have 2 books on my TBR, not like this monthly TBR, but my general TBR, about the importance of sharks and why they're so important to our ecosystem and why we shouldn't be fearing them so much. And so anyways, so I love to learn. And I have started dabbling into fiction, like I said. So the fiction that I have read so far, I've been reading like thrillers and mystery novels, which I have been loving. Like I've been having the best time. And I love the feeling of escape. Like, I have a wonderful life, but life is stressful. Like, life is hard for anybody, you know, like stuff happens. So I am loving that feeling of escapism and just diving into another world, another reality, someone else's life, and finding a little space in between my life and like this story. What book or series got you into reading? I started out by reading a lot of books on like spirituality and metaphysics. So the book that really got me started was The Power of Now. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? How are you guys doing these 24-hour readathons? Because I want to do one. I've always thought, like, how fun would it be to just read all day? Like, I've never just woken up and read all day. But I don't know how people are doing this for 24 hours straight. Like, I want to do like a 24-hour readathon, but I think it would have to like be split up into a couple days at least. But yeah, how are you doing that? And also, how do you create so much content? Because it's impressive. That kind of goes into this next one. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think consistency will be something that will just come with time, probably. As far as like ramping up the amount of videos, I'm nearly certain I can do twice a month at this point. I am a business owner, so I am very busy, but I am so excited to be doing this. Like, what a fun hobby, I feel. I would love to eventually get up to posting once a week. So I think that's the biggest challenge for me right now, but I also can make time, you know, and it's something I'm excited about. So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge, but I think it'll be a fun challenge, I think. When did you start reading? I was not a reader growing up. I really wasn't. Reading was discouraging to me. I couldn't read like everybody else. Like, I had such a hard time looking at a book and comprehending what I was reading. Like, I would have to read the same sentence over and over and over again. By the time I got to the end of the page, like my comprehension was not good. So I did not read growing up. Like, I wish I could say, like, when I grew up, I did the whole thing like everybody else, and I like read the Hunger Games and I read Twilight, and but I didn't. I didn't read the Harry Potter books growing up. I watched the movies, but I discovered reading about 5 or 6 years ago, and I have not stopped since. Where do you read? I read all over the place. Like I said, I do audiobooks and Kindle, so I read my Kindle. I've been taking it everywhere with me. So anytime I have like a spare few minutes, I've been reading on my Kindle. But I listen to audiobooks anywhere and everywhere. I listen to audiobooks when I'm cooking, when I'm baking, when I'm in the car, anywhere, everywhere. What kind of books do you like to read? I like nonfiction. What really got me into reading more avidly was like memoirs and that kind of thing, which I still like reading, but you guys, I'm having like the best time ever diving into fiction. Like I said, I've been reading like mysteries and thrillers, but I didn't think I was like a fiction person. But I'm on this real kick in my 30s of just doing things that I've previously said, like, I don't do, or I don't like that, or I can't do it, or I'm afraid to do something. I'm on a kick of doing all those things. So I've always said, like, oh, I don't really like fiction. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna read me some fiction, and surprise, surprise, I am having a great time. So I want to stretch myself as a reader, and I always have said, like, oh, I don't like fantasy. I want to read some fantasy, and I want to read some romance, and I want to read some classics, and that's my plan. So I want to stretch myself outside of my comfort zone of reading nonfiction, which is something that I know I enjoy, but I want to do more. So that is all for the BookTube newbie tag. Thank you for watching this. If you've watched this whole thing, I'm really excited to make more videos. I hope that you stick around with me and tell me in the comments what is your favorite book that you've read this month, because my TBR is ever growing, but this is why I'm so excited about this channel, is like I'm just dying to have conversations with you and take your recommendations, and I want to read them in videos and create some fun content and just have a good old time. I just want to have a good, I'm just here to have a good time. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.